everyone, it's NonnaGrace, and I'm from Western New York. I was just thinking, just a second ago, I was looking up to what makes our voices sound old, and when does it start to sound old? That was something that I was curious about today, because as you age, your voice lowers for girls, and it gets higher for boys. Can you believe that? Also, they said that, well, in the readings that I was doing, it says about age 50 is when your voice starts to age, which is sad. And the older you get, the more airy you sound and the more raspy you sound. And I'm thinking, gosh, I'm raspy now, and I'm not that old. And it's probably because I don't talk very much during the day. And that's one of the things that I was reading that says that as you get older, you leave your job, and you're not talking as much, which is true. I'm not talking as much. Today, I have 7 questions. I think it was 7. But one of them's for Jim, so maybe it's 8 questions and 6 or 7 for me. I don't remember exactly. But we'll go into the questions. I had asked for some questions yesterday, and a few of you did give me questions. And the first question that I got was from Hagen. She wanted to know when I learned to crochet and who taught me. Also, she wanted to know how many chickens do I have at this time. Well, we'll go to the chicken part first. I really don't know how many chickens I have. I think I have about 25. I'm not real sure. Every time I've tried to count them, they move around a lot. And I know I have 2 roosters. So out of that 25, 2 of them are roosters. So the rest are hens. And then there's 5 that are baby chicks that aren't laying anything yet. And as far as crocheting, my mother taught me. I must have been around 4 years old when she taught me. She would buy us a skein of yarn, and we all used, I think it was a G hook, G or an F hook she gave us. And we would make chains, and make chains until we ran out of yarn. And so those chains were really long. Then we used to rip the chains out, and she'd say, okay, now make another chain. So we'd make chains and chains and chains. And she said the basic thing we needed to know was how to make a nice, even chain. And so that's what we did. We made very even chains. Our chains were really good. And when they got real good, then she taught us how to double crochet. She seemed to like to double crochet. We did know how to single crochet, but we doubled mostly everything. And by the time I was 16, in fact, I was going to bring it down and show you, but I forgot. So we won't see it. But when I was 16, I did make an afghan. And I put the color orange in that afghan. It's pretty. I was working on it very diligently for a long time till I got to the last skein. And I really hated to finish the last skein. And the only reason I didn't want to finish the last skein is I'd have nothing to do after I was done. So I did make an afghan. That was the first thing that I made, and the last thing I made until I was an adult. And then I started making baby outfits. But I learned to knit. And I learned to knit basically, I think my mother may have showed me how to cast on, and that was it. And then I knitted on my own. The next question was from Cynthia's Crochet, More and May. And she wanted to know if it was normal for the chickens to always run out to greet me. Pretty much they do it. If they see me at the door, they all come running. I don't even have to go outside. And so then I say, well, I guess I better bring you a treat because they're going to come. Or if I do bring a treat, they definitely will come running. And when Jim goes outside, what do the chickens do?
Most of the time they run away.
Yep, they run away from you. And when I bring the kids out into the chicken yard with me, they want the chickens to come closer, and it takes them a little bit. They don't come right away. I tell them, just be here a little while, and they'll start to come because they're afraid of them too. But when they see me, they come running. So that is typical for them to do that. They do that all the time. Connections of Lives and Interests 2020. She wants to know where I got the vinyl people. So let's just go to that little video. The question about where did the little people come from? They started with the corrugated plastic, corrugated plastic, which is, as you can see, it's corrugated and it's plastic. Then I cut them out. I lay them on there. Once I get the shape of one, I lay them on there, and then I just trace it and cut it out, and then I put clothes on it. This one's a girl. I made her like a girl. Some are just boys, and they do their legs, and then I put clothes on them. I actually make the vinyl people, the corrugated people, I should say.
No, they're not really.
They're really
vinyl.
not vinyl.
No.
They're corrugated. Yeah. The next question is from Cornelli from Gary Cecil's channel. She says she was wondering what made me decide to have chickens, raise chickens originally. Well, you know, I just wanted chickens. It's like people that just want a cat and just want a dog. I just wanted chickens.
You just want to be a mom.
I needed something that needed me, and I guess chickens was the thing I wanted. If I could pick, this is from Seattle Sapphire, Low Carb World. This is Aretha. She said, if you could pick a country to live in, what country would it be? Well, Aretha, when my dad was alive, I really wanted to go to Sicily. I suppose if I had to go to a country that was not America, because I'd still like to see all of America first. I haven't been to every state. I would go to Sicily. And the only reason I would go there is I do have relatives that are still there. I don't know who they are. They don't know I exist. But it would be kind of fun to find them and go to my dad's village and then go to my mom's village where she lived in Sicily too. Her parents came from there also. So I would just be, and I'd have to learn the language. That would be the hard part. But if I lived in it, I probably could learn it. Easy Rider Greg, he wanted to know, are the little people like Scarecrow? And do you have to cut the weeds in the chicken area? Chicken yard. Yes, we do have to. Jim mows it. The weeds are the only thing that do grow. And the little people are like a scarecrow, but they're not really a scarecrow. They scare the hawks away, but they don't scare like fox or other things away. And I do leave them out year round. They're out there in the winter and they're out there in the summer. I just never take them in. They're made out of stuff that doesn't destroy. Now this question's for you.
Is it? Oh,
It is.
no.
Oh yeah. Blue Bike and Doyle wants to know, Jim, get his gold wing fixed. Did you get your gold wing fixed?
Yes, I got it fixed. It works
fixed.
great.
That's
I wrote
good.
it today.
That's good. See, he fixed it. Electricals, I would, and when he tears it apart, I disappear because it's scary. He has to take the seat off, and he gets into there, and there's a lot of wires and connections, and I would never be able to take it apart nor put it back together.
I'm a mechanic by heart.
By heart. And then my last question is from Emmy. Emmy wants to know what made you decide to raise chickens and how long have you been raising them? Well, Emmy, like I said, I was like I wanted a cat or a dog, but I wanted chickens instead. And as far as raising them goes, I've had them probably almost 6 years it's been. We've been doing it for 5 years, but I was raised with chicks. I remember plucking the pin feathers off the chickens when my parents would have them for dinner. I don't plan to eat any of my chickens. In fact, it's crazy that I even have them because I don't plan to eat them. It took me a while to eat the eggs even, just knowing that if they were to sit under that hen for any length of time, they could be a little baby chick. But I have gotten past that. I don't think of that.
Especially no roosters.
Well, now that I don't have a rooster. But when I had a rooster, I had to just ignore the fact that that's what they could be. So, but that was the questions, and that's all of them. I did them all. So I thank you all for asking the questions. And if there's still something you want to know, you can always ask it, and I'll probably most likely and definitely would answer it, unless it's something that I really don't know or don't want to say. But chances are I will answer it. So you have a great night, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye.